XRP will flip Ethereum this cycle. That is a statement that is now floating around this market, and a lot of people think that that is just crazy to think about because, again, if we think about XRP right now, and if we think about Ethereum right now, I mean, it's not too far off. But if we are thinking about Ethereum hitting, say for so, $7,500 or even $10,000 per Ethereum, well, then the market cap for it would be significantly higher. We're talking about roughly almost over a $1 trillion market cap. And for XRP to flip that would mean that XRP would also be trading well over $10+, almost getting to the $20 range. Now, to a lot of people, that sounds crazy. But what if I told you that it is and will most likely actually happen this year, but it is possible? It's extremely possible for XRP to flip Ethereum. We're going to be addressing a lot of things in this video, talking about why XRP is extremely bullish right now. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. And also, if you guys do want to tap into an exchange that you guys can trust, that is completely regulated and one of the best exchanges for US-based investors, because again, it's very hard to find, good centralized exchanges outside of like Uphold, for an example. Caleb and Brown is your best friend, 24/7 customer support. If you guys do want to go sign up, check them out, utilize them. Maybe you like them, who knows? There's going to be a link down in the description below under exchanges, and you guys can sign up today. Now let's dive on in and let's talk about this XRP ETF, because if we go all the way back to 2024, specifically around January of 2024, the talk about XRP getting an ETF has been red hot ever since. So it's been well over a year that we have been waiting for an XRP ETF because we already got a Ethereum ETF. Now, so far, the Ethereum ETF hasn't been that successful. But let's be honest here. What makes an XRP ETF desirable? Well, a US-based crypto company, Ripple, is utilizing XRP and the XRP-L, which is a big plus one if we're thinking about how bullish crypto has become in the US. All right. Number two, XRP is severely cheaper than Ethereum and Bitcoin, just from, a retail perspective. When I look at XRP, let's shut off our brain for a second and just think like a typical investor. We're just talking about somebody who doesn't even know about the space, doesn't even care about the space. All right. Most people look at this space and they say, all right, well, Bitcoin ran here, so that means that XRP could go there as well. And right now, XRP is at, $3 some, right? And Bitcoin's at well over 100,000. That means that XRP's upside potential is massive. That's how the typical retail investors think. And I know that I'm a retail investor. I know that a lot of you out there are also retail investors, but I'm talking about those that are not educated in this space yet. They haven't really done a ton of research. Just from the value perspective here, those investors will look into an XRP ETF over an Ethereum ETF. But also, an XRP ETF will be promoted heavily. Why? Well, because the big players, the institutional players that are going to be issuing, an ETF, we're talking about Grayscale or, CoinShare, all of these big players, BlackRock potentially, Fidelity, they are going to promote the ETF greatly because they know how much hype there is behind XRP. And when I say hype, I mean, there's a lot of eyes on XRP. When we look at XRP today, there's a lot more eyes on XRP than ever before. So let's dive on in to this video here from Monica Long, right? This is Ripple's president, Monica Long, saying that an XRP ETF is likely to be in line. Big shout out to Subjective Views for this. Check it out.
Right now, this is available on Bitso, MoonPay, CoinMina, additional listings coming on Bullish, Mercado Bitcoin, and others. What about a huge platform like Coinbase and others, for example? When does that happen?
We are continuing to expand distribution and availability of Ripple dollars on other exchanges. So I think you can expect to see more availability, more announcements coming soon.
How soon?
imminently.
Well, we'll look out for that. What about in terms of adoption? How big do you expect this to get in the next year realistically? I mean, do you have a baseline kind of projection on how big it could get based on the adoption you're talking about with clients? Do you think large institutions are using this? Who's using it?
So, I mean, if we look at the crypto landscape overall, I mean, it has certainly been, the market's been growing in the past couple quarters. And, we think that this year is going to be a big year for crypto overall. And so demand for stablecoins, we think will grow along with that. As you mentioned, I mean, it's really the way to on-ramp and off-ramp. It's also used as a key asset in trading. So we think that the market's going to grow tremendously over the course of the next year. Our demand from within our client base, our business doubled within payments last year. And so we see a really strong growth trajectory for our payment solution. And with that, Ripple US dollar will have a premium role.
Monica, what about other asset types? You've seen a lot of interest when it comes to ETFs tied to cryptocurrencies. A lot of questions around whether you could see an ETF tied to spot XRP. What kind of discussions are you having with people about this? Do you think we'll see one soon?
I think we will see one very soon. I think that we will see more, various crypto spot ETFs this year coming out of the U.S. And I think XRP is likely to be next in line after Bitcoin and ETH. There's already been a number of different companies like Canary and others who have filed. And so we think, especially with the administration change, and that the approvals of those filings will accelerate.
Right now.
Now, she is 100% correct here. We have been seeing a ton of filings for XRP ETFs happening over the last couple weeks. In fact, even here this is the 7th XRP ETF filed. This is from Moon Lamel. This goes back to the 24th. I think that we're now up to about 8 or 9. I might be wrong, but there is a massive amount of filings for XRP ETFs. And even over here, we have the imminence and necessity of an XRP ETF has been heavily documented by institutions ahead of the curve. Why an XRP ETF is next. Big shout to Smoke Dog. Again, this is going back to the beginning of January, and I want to stress that because I know that there's going to be a lot of you saying like, this is old news. I'm bringing this back up because I want to align this with where we're at right now and why all of this does pertain to XRP actually flipping Ethereum and, surging in value. But here we have XRP ETF is the next because Ripple is rapidly becoming a leader in payment systems as hundreds of financial institutions are choosing Ripple for a better international payments experience, and interest in crypto ETF has been booming. And here we could actually see that full breakdown. And these are from institutional players. Also over here, we have doubling down on why an XRP ETF makes sense. The crypto market is maturing rapidly. With the rise of crypto ETFs, derivatives, and institutional participation, we're witnessing the mainstream acceptance of digital assets. This is what a maturing asset class looks like. Traditional investors embracing crypto in ways they're familiar with, bringing trillions of dollars into the space just as they've done with real estate, gold, and commodities. Retailer investors chase the idea of a moonshot, yet they often miss the significance of the foundation being laid right before them. The Bitcoin ETF, which drove massive price action throughout 2024, is a perfect example. It led to Bitcoin's sharpest price increase ever, pushing it to all-time highs even before the halving. Institutions are driving this market now, given that it's only logical that XRP, a favorite among institutions, is poised to follow suit with its own ETF exposure, especially considering it's currently priced at just 60 cents. And then over here, yes, the Grayscale XRP trust paves the way for an XRP ETF. Now, I actually want to focus on this because Grayscale is a very big player. And even over here, we have, this goes back to the 25th, new spot crypto ETF filings from CoinShares and Grayscale include Litecoin, XRP, and Solana. Digital investment firm CoinShares has filed for spot ETFs for Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. The NYSE has submitted filings for Grayscale's Litecoin and Solana trust, and also both including provisions to convert into spot ETFs. Grayscale previously filed to convert GSOL into a spot Solana ETF, with the SEC's decision initially scheduled for January 23rd of this year. Now, this led us over here as well because this just happened recently on the 28th. This is from Total Capital. leveraged ETF of XRP 2 times by Total Capital. ETF provider Total Capital Management is testing the waters of the crypto-friendly Trump administration with 10 2x leveraged ETF proposals. And also over here, we have CNBC on these leveraged ETFs by Total Capital. And check this out.
Okay, sticking with ETFs as we jump into the latest headlines. Total Capital wants to launch leveraged ETFs for several crypto tokens, including the Trump and Melania meme coins. The ETF provider proposed the 2x leveraged funds to the SEC on Monday. If approved, these funds would let investors supplement their gains on increases of the spot price, but could also wipe out the full principal value if the underlying asset loses more than 50% in a day. The proposals for leveraged funds also include Bonk, another meme token, as well as larger cap altcoins like XRP, Solana, and Cardano.
So, of course, you know, these are for like, I mean, if we're just being honest here, whenever it comes to leverage being included in the market, I always say it's a lot of degenerative gambling, especially when it comes to leverage trades. Yes, there's a lot of experienced traders out there that do use leverage, but most of the individuals that do touch leverage positions, they always get liquidated. So again, it is what it is, but this is still something to focus on because it is yet another ETF to add to the list, followed by this announcement that we just got, which is Grayscale's XRP Trust seeks ETF status with NYSE. Grayscale files for a spot XRP ETF with the NYSE. Guys, this is getting crazy. We're now at that point where it's all pressure, right? We have so much pressure building up behind a potential XRP ETF that it just feels as though this is probably going to get pushed through quickly. Now, again, we already talked a little bit about how the ETF, you know, worked with Bitcoin. It definitely did surge the price. The same exact thing would happen here because this will lead to billions of dollars flooding into XRP. And all of this will provide us even more fuel to push to the upside. Now, am I a big fan of ETFs being the main price driver? No, but it definitely does help significantly. It provides liquidity for the market. It provides volume for the market. And we will most likely see a bit of XRP in terms of the actual supply eaten up by those ETFs. Now, building on top of this, we also have over here from Tony Edward, Thinking Crypto 1, an $8 XRP will flip Ethereum this cycle. Attorney John Deaton talks about it, about if an XRP spot ETF will be approved in 2025 and the possibility of XRP passing Ethereum on the market cap list. Check this out.
Will the SEC approve XRP Solana ETFs?
Also, I do apologize ahead of time if YouTube mutes this, because I know that there's some music behind it, so I do apologize if they do mute this.
There's a ton of applications being, you know, do you anticipate that these might be approved?
One thing we can always count on is greed of Wall Street. The Bitcoin spot ETF is the most successful ETF in the history of the world. When Wall Street says, wow, look at all that money made off Bitcoin, we can redo that. We can do it for ETH. We can do it for XRP. We can do it for Solana. We can do it for whatever. XRP is the third largest crypto asset. I believe there's a real good chance that it flips Ethereum. I think it flips it around $8, $7, something like that. That's likely to happen before it crashes again.
Will the
And, you know, he is 100% correct here. When we really think about this, right, we just saw from Bitstamp as well, addressing how they believe that XRP will flip Ethereum this year as well. And I've been getting a lot of heat for this, as we do see from Bitstamp. But check this out.
And then last but not least, I'm going to have one equally contentious. I think that you know, XRP will flip Ethereum this year. And I've been getting a lot of heat for this.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Some love being shared here. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate a lot of your thoughts, and I wish you a very good day.
Thank you
so much. Very much.
How is the US going to look at DeFi, and to what extent can this be brought onshore? You know, we see major stablecoin players such as Ripple entering the race, which, you know, prominent stablecoins being issued. So how can we see that activity that's now primarily offshore? How can this be brought onshore as an example? And then more like thematically, when we look at different tokens or different narratives that we've all followed in 24, I think stablecoins will continue to do well. We're probably going to see the capital kind of move out on the risk curve.
Now, I did include this clip in a previous video as well, really kind of talking about XRP flipping Ethereum this cycle. I want everyone to, I want you all to realize that we are now in the evolutionary stage of this cycle where we're starting to see a big focus put on the altcoin market. But I also think that for the entire asset class of crypto, we're starting to see that shift in real time from the whole idea of like, all right, well, let's look at the meme coins. Let's look at the hype and speculation. That's where a lot of the money is. No, I think that we're kind of moving away from that. And I think that that's very clear with how much, the market moves off of just news announcements anymore. If we go back to 2021, I remember that there was actually a fake article that got released around Litecoin. It was mainly about, I want to say Amazon or like Walmart or something like that, using Litecoin, and Litecoin surged by like over $30 or something. It was pretty crazy. And then, we found out that it was fake, and then the market just kind of sold off. But like, if we think about, previous cycles, and if we go back in time and like how these announcements would, just cause the price action to go crazy, we're kind of moving away from that because we now have big banking partnerships getting announced. We have these big players getting announced, and we go and look at the price chart and we're like, all right, well, what's going on here? Because the price is barely moving. It's because we're still in a very, we're kind of moving away from the whole like hype and speculative value driver sort of idea to, all right, let's see the real value of this. Where's the utility? How is this going to affect the market? Like, we're now thinking logically, and this entire space is changing, especially even with the overall value as well, because you got to think about it. We're now at well over, a $3 trillion market cap, almost closing in on 4 trillion. If we go back to like the early stages of like 2020 to 2021, guys, we were like less than $1 trillion. We were like around half a trillion, like 500 billion. At one point, I think during COVID, I think that we were down to like almost $300 billion. So, the upside potential during that time, especially when you had like big announcements, yeah, it was tremendous. Now, and I don't want to like, sound like a Debbie Downer, but I'm just saying like, some of these moves in this market, like Bitcoin and even Ethereum, we are in that diminished gains return, sort of area. But when it comes to utility, I don't think that we will have diminished gains. I actually think that XRP and a lot of these utility projects, like even HBAR, have a tremendous amount of upside potential because of the utility factor. I do think that XRP flips Ethereum this cycle. I actually think that XRP will be one of the biggest gainers this cycle. And to a lot of people, that might sound crazy, but you got to remember, XRP has already, it's already done a 10x, right? We already 10x'd. And we still have yet to see Bitcoin dominance even lose 50%. And XRP has already 10x'd this cycle. If it hits a 20x and it didn't even move out of the top 10, that is a massive win because it's been trading in the top 10. And I don't think that I need to tell you guys that, the highest ROI is not throwing money into the top 10. It's investing into low market cap players that have great fundamentals, a great team behind them. But XRP has already been a very big top performer this cycle, which is very bullish. Now we mix in the ETF, now we mix in the whole, space changing. It only solidifies XRP's position even more in this market. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.